On Monday, June 2nd, at a high-profile fashion gala hosted at Forrester International, the atmosphere was electric. The media swarmed, flashbulbs lit up the night, and the runway was alive with anticipation. It was supposed to be a landmark evening for the brand, a celebration of the company's dominance and a showcase of Steffy Forrester's return to creative leadership after months of personal chaos. Models lined up backstage, stylists rushed to finalize last looks, and the crowd of elite guests, including fashion critics, celebrities, and investors, waited for the show's signature moment, the reveal of Forrester's new design line, handpicked, developed, and led by Steffy herself. But that moment never came. As Steffy walked down the runway to thunderous applause to present the final piece, a massive section of the lighting rig overhead gave way. The steel frame creaked for a second, long enough for the gasps to begin, and then it collapsed with a thunderous crack onto the catwalk. Steffy dove, barely clearing the falling mass. Spotlights shattered like bombs, sparks exploded across the floor, and screams pierced through the ambient music. Security rushed in. Guests panicked. The show ended in chaos. Medics arrived within minutes. Miraculously, Steffy escaped with only minor injuries, bruises, a cut on her arm, and a slight concussion. But the emotional damage rippled far deeper. It wasn't an accident. That was clear from the start. The bolts holding the main beam had been tampered with. A deliberate act. Sabotage. The next morning, the investigation began. LAPD's arson and explosives unit joined the inquiry due to the proximity of pyrotechnic equipment near the stage. Security footage showed a figure entering the restricted rigging area hours before the event, face obscured by a hoodie. The footage was grainy, time-stamped just after midnight. A keycard had been used, registered under Hope Logan. The shock was immediate. Just days earlier, Steffy had pulled Hope from the lead design role in the very project being showcased. Officially, it was a creative decision. Unofficially, it was a power move. Hope had been blindsided, humiliated, and replaced. The tension between them had simmered for weeks, flaring in closed-door arguments and icy boardroom stares. And now, with Hope's credentials placing her at the scene, suspicion turned into full-blown scandal. Hope denied everything. "I was there late," she told Ridge and the detectives. "I had left my sketchbook in the green room. I swiped in, got my things, and left. I didn't touch anything." But the timing was damning. So was the motive. Brooke, desperate to protect her daughter, went into overdrive. She called lawyers. She threatened the media. She clashed with Ridge again, demanding he show loyalty to Hope, not just Steffy. But Ridge couldn't ignore the facts. If she did this, he said grimly, she could have killed Steffy. Steffy herself didn't know what to believe. She tried to stay objective, but the image of Hope's face the day she was removed from the project haunted her. The rage in her eyes. The silence. The way she walked out of the conference room without saying a word. The night before the show, Hope had sent a vague text, "You'll regret this." Now it read like a threat. But then came the twist. Liam, still trying to be everywhere and fix everyone, found something chilling in an unrelated call to the coroner's office regarding a routine legal update for Deacon Sharp's estate. A small-town sheriff's department had just closed the file on Deacon's death, a fatal car crash, just outside Topanga Canyon. A solo wreck. Mechanical failure. No foul play. But one detail stood out. A witness reported seeing a woman at the scene after the crash. She was barefoot, covered in blood, talking to herself. They showed the witness photos. She picked out Sheila Carter immediately. Everyone had assumed Sheila was in hiding or worse, gone for good. After all, she had disappeared following her last spiral. But the report confirmed it. Sheila was alive. And if the witness was to be believed, she had been at the scene of Deacon's death, then vanished. Suddenly, the pieces started falling into place. Hope was a red herring. The real threat wasn't personal rivalry. It was madness. Grief-driven madness. Ridge worked with a private security firm to comb through old hospital records, shell companies, and flagged travel documents. A breakthrough came when a cabin in the hills rented under an alias was traced back to Sheila. Inside, investigators found disturbing evidence. Photos of Steffy. Cut-up magazines with faces crossed out. Pieces of a Forrester Press release for the fashion gala. Handwritten notes in frantic script. She took everything. She poisoned Finn. She'll pay. And next to it all, an unregistered keycard, exactly like the one used to access the lighting rig. Psychologists later confirmed the worst. Sheila was suffering from a full dissociative breakdown, triggered by Deacon's sudden death. She had clung to him as her last anchor to normalcy. Without him, she fractured completely. Her mind split into multiple identities, some pleading for forgiveness, others demanding revenge. The most dangerous part? She didn't even know what she had done. When police tracked her down, she was sitting on a park bench outside the hospital where Finn once worked, talking to an empty stroller. "Don't cry," she whispered. "Mama fixed it. She's gone now." She was arrested without resistance. She didn't recognize anyone. Not even Finn, who arrived in person, devastated and shaken. "Mom," he said. "It's me. It's John." She blinked. "John," she whispered. "No, he's dead. They killed him." Sheila was committed to a psychiatric facility indefinitely. Hope was cleared. The charges dropped. But the damage had been done. Her reputation, already fragile, was tarnished. She stepped down from her role at Hope for the future and withdrew from public life. Even Brooke couldn't stop the bleeding. Steffy offered no apology, just silence. The sisters-in-law were now fully estranged. The Forrester family breathed a momentary sigh of relief, but nothing felt secure anymore. Not after something so precise, so deadly, nearly stole their daughter, their sister, their CEO. Ridge installed a new head of security. Thomas doubled the digital surveillance network. Finn moved the kids temporarily out of the Cliff house. Everyone was on edge. In a quiet moment, Taylor said to Ridge, "What happens when she gets better? When she remembers what she did?" Ridge didn't answer. He just stared out the window, watching the wind ripple through the trees, knowing that in their world, the next threat is never far away. Because even when the enemy is locked away, the scars remain. And the bold and the beautiful never sleep. The bold and the beautiful ignites a volatile chapter that pushes every storyline toward eruption. At the heart of the hour lies a mother's breaking point, a son's unshakable loyalty, a woman on the brink of violence, and a fractured family trying to hold itself together under siege. And it all begins with a dangerous conversation between Sheila Sharp and Luna Nozawa. From the opening scene, Luna confronts Sheila in private, pressing harder than ever. Her words are bold, even reckless. "Steffy needs to be removed," Luna says, her voice cold, calculating. To Luna, Steffy is the final obstacle standing between her and Finn, a man she has now twisted into an obsession. Luna believes the only path forward is a clean one, without Steffy, without children, without distraction. But what she doesn't expect is the firestorm that follows. Sheila snaps. Not with denial, but with fury. She launches into Luna, eyes wide, hands trembling, voice sharp with fear. "We don't touch Steffy," she hisses. "Not anymore." She reminds Luna of the alley incident, the night she almost ended Steffy's life to manipulate Finn's heart. She remembers every consequence, every sleepless night, every inch of pain she caused her son. And now? Sheila regrets it. She knows, more than anyone, that hurting Steffy will never win Finn's love. It will destroy any future she might have with him. Luna, though, isn't moved. She insists Sheila is growing weak, sentimental, distracted by love that was never truly hers. Sheila grabs her by the arm and says, "You think I don't want him to be mine? You think I haven't fantasized about removing every single barrier between us? But I won't make the same mistake twice." She demands Luna leave LA, now, tonight. But Luna shakes her off. "You don't get to order me around. You brought me here. You opened the door. Now you don't get to close it." Sheila threatens. Luna laughs. And then she vanishes. At the Cliff House, Steffy and Finn finally share a quiet morning. It's one of the rare days when the chaos seems far away. Their kids are playing inside. There's coffee, sun, and hope. Steffy, though guarded, is trying. She's trying to believe that the storm has passed, that Sheila has retreated, that peace might be possible. But the knock comes fast, loud, relentless. Luna. She's standing at the door, eyes wide with desperation, hands empty but voice trembling with edge. Finn moves to block her, but she pleads not with him, with Steffy. "I just want 5 minutes. That's it. Just 5 minutes for a future where we're not enemies." Steffy doesn't trust her, doesn't want her in the house. But she agrees 5 minutes. Nothing more. The conversation is tense. Luna begins with regret, with flattery, with talk of understanding. But then she pivots. "You'll never understand what Finn and I could have had. You don't see him like I do. You think love is control. You treat him like a soldier in your war." Steffy bites her lip, hard. "Get out." Luna's voice cracks. "Please. I'm not the villain here." Steffy steps forward. "No, Luna. You're not the villain. You're the warning." She gestures to the door. "Now go." Luna doesn't scream. She doesn't cry. She just stares for one long second, then turns and walks out calm. Too calm. Back at her temporary rental apartment, Luna opens a black box. Inside, a pistol. Newly purchased. Clean. Unregistered. She cradles it, whispering words no one hears. A vow. A plan. A price. If she can't have peace, she'll settle for vengeance. Meanwhile, Deacon Sharp begins to notice Sheila's behavior unraveling. She's distracted, distant, snapping over nothing. One night, while returning early from a run to the bar, Deacon hears her voice through the partially closed door of their shared suite, talking to herself, maybe, or to someone on a hidden call. He hears 2 words that stop him cold: Luna and mistake. Later, he confronts her. "What's going on?" he asks. "You've been hiding something since the wedding. Don't lie to me again." Sheila hesitates. Then she breaks. She tells him everything. That Luna is her accomplice. That she was part of a long plan to get close to Finn. That Sheila thought she could control her, use her, shape her into something useful. But now, Luna's gone rogue. And Sheila is scared. Not for herself, for Finn. She's talking about Steffy again. Sheila confesses. She thinks she's helping me. She's not. She's going to ruin everything. Deacon explodes. "You brought this into our lives? After everything we've done to be better." Sheila pleads. "I thought I was protecting my son. I didn't think," but Deacon isn't listening. He's halfway out the door. "I need to find Ridge," he says. "They need to know what's coming." Elsewhere, Ridge is already in a rage. Steffy told him about Luna's visit, about her final plea, about the cold look in her eyes. Ridge doesn't hesitate. He calls in security. He calls in favors. He issues orders that Luna is to be kept away from Forrester Creations and, if necessary, the family estate. She's dangerous, he says to Taylor over the phone. And if Sheila had anything to do with this, I swear to God, I'll bring hell down on both of them. Steffy is shaken. She doesn't tell Finn everything, but enough. She's not done, she says, holding his hand tightly. I felt it. She's going to do something. And this time, I don't think we can talk her down. Finn tries to remain calm, but his medical instincts scream otherwise. He remembers Luna from before. Bright. Ambitious. Lost, but not lethal. What changed? He thinks about Sheila, about the pressure, the twisted influence. And then he realizes, Luna doesn't want him. She wants what Sheila promised. She wants control. Deacon finally reaches Ridge and delivers the full truth. At first, Ridge is too furious to listen. But when Deacon says the word gun, everything shifts. It's no longer about grudges. It's about stopping something before it turns into tragedy. Ridge alerts law enforcement. He orders full protection detail at the Cliff House. But Luna is already moving. She watches from a distance. Steffy, laughing with the kids. Finn, stepping onto the deck to grab something inside. The moment is almost perfect for her. She approaches from below, through the rocky trail. She's dressed like a tourist, sunglasses, scarf, but beneath the shawl is the weapon. She's seconds from the door. Then a scream. It's Lee Finnegan, Finn's adoptive mother. She happened to be dropping off a package. She sees Luna, sees the gun, and shouts. Everything happens fast. Finn charges out. Steffy shields the kids. Ridge's security arrives just in time to tackle Luna. The gun skids across the stone path. No shots. No blood. But the threat was real. Luna is restrained, shaking, screaming. You made me nothing. You promised I'd be more. Luna is taken into custody. Steffy holds her children tightly. Ridge hugs Finn. Sheila, watching the news later that evening, collapses in tears. I tried to fix it, she whispers. I tried to stop it. But for Deacon, it's not enough. You don't get to try, he tells her. You either do better, or you disappear. Forever. Sheila doesn't answer. But the look in her eyes says everything. The next day, the family gathers. Silent, drained, but safe. Ridge speaks last. No more secrets. No more games. If we're going to survive as a family, we don't hide anything. Not even from ourselves. And from that moment forward, everyone is watching everyone. Because in Los Angeles, love is never safe. Family is never clean. And history never stays buried. Especially on the bold and the beautiful.